Hello and welcome. This is my Phoenix theory crafting video, and I want to make it for a couple of reasons. To show you how that I theory craft heroes. When I figured this formula out, it really helped me just look at all the heroes a little differently, get a little better idea of how to play them. Just turn these off. There we go. How to play all the heroes a little different. So I want to get a few concepts out of the way first. So let's say that this target dummy is the enemy tank, and there's a line. The enemy team's over here, our team's over here. The area around this, our tank's somewhere here too, but I call it the neutral zone. So when I step in the neutral zone, I can be attacked by the enemy tank and or the back line, right? And back past the neutral zone, past the line, past the neutral zone is the safe zone. So when I'm poking the enemy team as a ranged assassin, my goal is to put this over here. Sorry. Is to kind of go between the safe zone and the neutral zone, get the poke, and then return back to the safe zone, right? Safe zone, move around. I'm just trying to be defensive, get my attack in, be safe, get my attack in, go back to the safe zone, walk in the neutral zone, back to the safe zone. And then the other idea is that when you have a fight, when a lot of the fights follow, I saw this on Reddit. Maybe I'll try to find the post, but they broke the fights down really, really well into three parts. You have the build up, like you gather around the objective, and you kind of posture, you kind of move around and poke at each other, and that's the pre-fight. And that's when everybody has all their abilities available. Both tanks have their engage, all the ultimates are up. And so you're kind of posturing, have this pre-fight fight. Then you have the big blow up that happens in just a couple seconds, right? Abilities get used, somebody gets blown up. And then after that you have the kind of scrappy after the blow up when the big ults are down. If you're a mage, your abilities are down. And that's where like the auto attackers for sure, that's where they shine because they're the only one that can really do damage still. But think of those three ways of fighting. The pre-fight, the posturing, all the abilities get used, hopefully you'll kill somebody, and then the scrappy after that, when everybody's abilities are on cooldown. So with Phoenix, and all heroes really, I have an idea that I call, I've changed it to weapon art, but the first idea was like a warrior stance, like in WoW you can have different stances that give you different bonuses. So if I have a warrior art for Phoenix, it's a style of fighting, and I have certain philosophies and ways of doing things and things I want to accomplish while I'm in that weapon art. And then I can switch arts very quickly, but I can kind of think about, focus, and hone in on how I want to play a certain style or a certain way during the game. And then when the game happens, it happens a lot more just naturally, a lot more, it just kind of flows. So for example, let's talk about a couple different arts that I could use for Phoenix. The first one is a safe poke, where I sit between the safe zone, neutral zone, and poke at the enemy team while I'm waiting to do something more productive, right? It's often hard as a backline, you'll find, a lot of the assassins don't have the range that Phoenix has, and it's hard to actually do anything until the enemy team blows their ult. You're kind of just sitting here doing nothing, or you're putting yourself in extra danger. But the first one is a safe poke stance. I'm not trying to get a kill. I'm not trying to be aggressive. I'm trying to take what comes to me, follow the tank up, get damage out there. I'm just here, doing my part to help the team, but I'm not putting myself in danger. And then you can go through and add to that thought, styles, and we're going to add abilities here in a moment, our talents that help build our styles that we're going to use. Another style that I'm going to talk about is another art is my engage, my combo. And so when I combo, I want to switch. Now, if I'm going to use this divert weapons, which I've recently found out about since I've started studying this video, let's say this tank overextends, he steps up and I'm able to freely attack him, turn on my divert weapons, turn on my laser, and then I start autoing him. And the thing is that auto attackers like Phoenix, the combos aren't really as big as other heroes. You just stand up here. But that's kind of your combo. You want to get the laser on them. If you're going to go divert weapon power, get that turned on, then hit them with repeater cannon. And what's interesting here is I was testing, I've only played one game since I've studied Phoenix, but I use these two styles, and I'd play passive, and then I kept seeing things because I started to look for it. Like, oh, that guy's stepped up, I can kill him. I can take that guy out. And I probably got 3 or 4 or 5 just solo picks because I was thinking in these distinct patterns. And I find like one mistake that I've had is I'll be passive or aggressive just kind of randomly, or I'll do both where, oh, this guy stepped up, I want to combo him, but then I try to be somewhat safe because I'm not sure it's okay, you know. I either need to be safe in a safe stance, or if I decide mentally that I'm going to go attack this guy, I just need to go all out, right? And just go make it happen. I can also once I start thinking this way, I can think in terms of when I step out from my safe stance to my offensive combo, what are my goals? Am I trying to finish off this tank? Do I want to kill him? If that's my goal, I need to go all out and just make that happen. Or maybe I just want to get a little bit of damage and force him back. Maybe I don't think I have a kill, and if I start thinking this way, I can step up, attack the target, and then I back up to my safe stance and I don't overextend. But this has allowed me to, that's that one game I guess, but have a lot more clear idea of what I'm trying to accomplish when I enter a certain stance, how long I stay at it, when I switch, and then focus on the mechanics because I can focus. Okay, I need to, when I go to the combo stance, I realize real important that a very important part of that is hitting this laser. It's not that hard, but if you're not thinking about it, it might, oops, you might miss. And also here in the practice mode, while I'm talking, I keep flipping my face bomb on. And so, but it's something that I can work on the mechanics, work on that specific part of the game, figure it out, and hone it individually as a subset of the hero. You can find more arts. I've only mentioned a couple, and different heroes work different ways. And it's basically how I work to figure out how does this hero work in the game. How do I get value out of it? How do I get value out of the talents? So now that I've talked about a couple arts, philosophy, and then styles, let's talk about, there aren't any minions. Let's talk about the talents. So a big question we have, I've already picked my build, Arsenal Synergy Mobile Offensive. So I don't understand, really, the more I look at it, I don't understand how this ability is really that useful. And the problems I have with it, now, when I do these, this is one reason I made the video, prove me wrong. You know, show me exactly what I need to be doing to make this ability, Arsenal Synergy, better than this ability. And so the problem you have is I have to be able to get within repeater range, do damage. Oh, I don't have that ability, but if I did, 3 of those before I can get value out of the long range. So depending on the opponent, it can be hard to get that close in when they have their abilities up. When ETC can mosh you, or they have an Alarak Garrosh. I've been seeing like Johanna Ragnaros lately. They'll just Blessed Shield Sulfur Smash. And a lot of these teams have these really quick, powerful blow-up ideas. And it's hard when the enemy has that to step up and really get value from your repeater cannon until those are on cooldown. So the question I always have is how much value can I get when an ability requires me to use repeater cannon, right? And the cool thing about mobile offensive, I'm a level 20. Your base damage is 182. I'm not going to do math on stream, but it's probably like 60 something more. Well, we can just attack. 246. Nice, stand up. 46, 56. 60, it's like 64 more damage. That's a lot of extra damage for a level 1 ability. When you switch to your phase bomb, it's 227 plus 307, so that's like 80 damage. You get that every attack. If you can stutter step, that's every single attack throughout the game. And the cool thing is, another thing, when you're attacking a single target, this ability is better than this ability. There's no comparison. This ability is never better in single target focus, but I've lost my train of thought. Let's get back. Sorry. This is kind of hard for me, honestly, but I'll do the best that I can. This is why a lot of my videos don't get published. I make these videos for myself, and I usually don't publish them to help me learn, but because it's hard for me to keep the focus as I do the video and do my thought process. So when I do mobile offensive, I'm always getting the value in its better single target damage. And when I'm doing my safe poke, I'm still getting value. My safe poke strategy gets value from mobile offensive. It's never going to get value from arsenal. At level 4, now I've theory crafted a few different interesting ideas here. So I'm not against this 40% move speed. The thing here though is with the 10% move speed, it's pretty sweet. Like I like this ability. It turns you basically into a Lunara, and it's really useful when you're doing this long range poke to get in and out of the safe zone and dodge stuff. Even the 10%'s very valuable. And again, the problem with this ability is you're required to be within close distance to your opponent. Otherwise, you're not getting any value. And I can see some sort of like an Illidan. You're in there doing damage, moving around at 40% extra speed. But if Fenix ever gets locked down, whether it's point or click or they hit an ability, you're just dead. So it's hard to get value from that until after the blow up. You know, there's the time frame in the game where this is actually usable against good opponents is a lot less. And the other thing that I'd say is if I'm playing a game where I can just step up and hit the tank all game long as an auto attacker, I've probably already won the game, regardless of the build. Like if I can step up and just hit this guy with repeater cannon all game long, it's probably going to be a win. Like it's really hard to beat a team when the auto attackers can do whatever they want. Anyways, not against this build, but I think if I'm going this talent here, and different abilities have different synergies. So I like this. I didn't know this before, but this is like Greymaine's W. You get extra power. It's just that once it ends, now you lose your shields. But it's a ton of extra damage. I also like, I haven't tried it yet, but I've been theory crafting if you go the 40% move speed, you probably want to go also you warp in, get extra attack speed, and you get a hero reset with the takedown. And then also go at 13, go with the 50 armor with your warp. So you're kind of all in on the warp. And this is how you can look at different combos or different talents and how they affect your weapon arts. So for example, mobile offensive, 10% emergency protocol, and divert power weapons work for both my poke art and my up close art. If I were to, we'll talk about the other one here in a second. Ult, they both have their places on the map. This is more of a long range ultimate, but at 13 is kind of optional. Let me just put this out of the way. Sorry. Reset talents.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Let me choose the other one here real quick. So warp speed.
Choose a talent.
Oh, but look at this health here. So 2500, 1600. If I take this one, I get a lot more shield, but I lose a lot of health. And the main problem here, hold on a second here, is if I'm going divert, if I'm going this level 7, I don't know that I want to do this ability because most of my power is now in my shield. So once that shield ends, that's like most of my health now. In fact, I think that, let's see, 2300, 1750, I feel like I have less health now overall. But you do get it back, I mean, if you attack. Reset talents. So what? But I think you have a lot of options on level 13.
Choose a talent.
I've been going the spell a lot, if they have any type of spell damage. But I also can see... I mean, this one, I don't use this a lot, but I'm not against it. But I can also see a world where you use this 50 armor for 4 seconds. The problem with this talent is it's hard to use defensively, I think, because the problem that you run into as Phoenix is if you're trying to run away, once you get the blink off, then you're safe. What usually happens is they interrupt the blink and kill you. And if you've already taken damage and you're trying to get away, so let's say I'm already lost my shield and I've already taken half my health. If they can still get to me, the 50 armor is not going to make a difference, really, because I'm already pretty much dead. So this would be more of an offensive.
Choose a talent.
This
Choose a
I'll just tell you the
talent.
build I'd go. So
Choose
I
a
would go
talent.
extra warp
Choose a
speed,
talent. Choose a talent.
50 armor,
Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
and then use it offensively. You warp in and do a ton of damage to that dude with your 50 armor. I might want to practice, warping at a better difference. But so is that good or bad? I don't know. I'll have to try it. But that's my theory on the
Choose a talent.
warp in one.
Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
So I've been going more the dampening shield, the spell armor, instead of this one, simply because I don't like how low my health total becomes.
Choose a talent.
And so the 16, look at some math here. Hey man. So you got to get 3 attacks on to get that. To get that bonus 6%. But once you get to level 16, if you're using both your divert weapons and your mobile offensive and your offensive cadence, for it's basically 2% per attack. It's basically, it's not quite 70 per attack, but if an opponent has 4,000 hit points, 60 is 1.5%. Most have less, but that's basically 3.5% per auto on average. Like you got to get 3 hits for the 6%, but 3.5, that's like 3.5% per auto bonus on a hefty tank. When they have less health, like if they have 3,000 health, that's 3%. Because it's a flat number, not a percent. The mobile offensive and the divert power, but it's like doing 5% per hit bonus damage if they have 3,000 hit points. So somewhere between 3.5 to 5% per attack bonus damage, and that's why when you play this build, before even doing the math, you really see how much you chunk. You kind of turn into a Tychus after level 16, how much you actually chunk the enemy tank. And that's not even using this new talent that I added. This one even adds more damage, but it's incredible single target damage. And level 20, this one's pretty cool. You can try it, but usually go this one. It's you die, you don't die, you keep the shield, But either way, what I did here is I take these talents, I make a weapon art, and then I see how the talent affects that weapon art. Mobile offensive helps my long range poke. It doesn't singularity. I'm sorry. Arsenal synergy doesn't help my long range poke. This one, 10% move speed, helps my long range poke. This one only works. It's great, but it only works when I'm doing my up close attack. So you can think of other styles and other ways to do things and how your abilities fit into that weapon art, and then play it, right? And the main thing is to find out how do I get these abilities to line up and I get the most value or the most understanding. I would love to get value from Arsenal Synergy. I just don't understand. I haven't been able to figure out how to make it like this great ability, simply because in trying it, it doesn't seem in practice the ability to sit up there and just hit the tank and then hit the back line. all this stuff for the ideal situation just never seems to line up. Um, I'm not against, like, it has great value, like it has great abilities, but it just doesn't seem to come together near as much as this one does. This this is better single target damage. This is better area damage, but I feel it also puts you in a little more danger to use this style. And that's kind of how I like break down. Here's how I think of the talents. Here's how I view them in a macro sense, right? So what this also does is I like to approach these with an open mind. Like I'm not afraid to change any talent. I didn't even know about this divert power until I started doing this video. This is great, It's like this is the best talent ever. But I always want to keep an open mind when I do these. Maybe I'll find out that this laser is the best build in the game, and I'll be doing laser in a few weeks. But I look at these abilities, I think about my mind in this kind of a logical way, and then I watch streamers, I play the game, and I see what they're doing, and then I try to add to it, and then change. I know that I can change and get better, and just take it one step up, one step up, one step up. And anyway, this is my ideas on Phoenix. Just getting it out there. Glad to hear some response. Appreciate it. Thanks.